Hey. All right. All right. So here we go. And if Kelsey, if you're out there listening, I apologize that even knowing me at all has created these issues for you. Okay? There's no intent at all. I have no malintent, and everything that I'm doing is I'd love to have the case solved, and I just like your entire family. It has nothing to do with whatever the hell this clown's talking about. Unbelievable. All right. So here we go. The Savannah Spurlock case seems to be picking up pace. There's in the Chiron down there, you can see it. All right. Several law enforcement agencies descended onto what is believed to be the last known location of missing Kentucky mother Savannah Spurlock Wednesday evening. And I think they're back out at the house. So let's just see. There's a fence right there, right? Let me just check this out. Yeah, that's exactly right. Watch. See, this is the fence that they're at, and let's just see if we can get the angle that they're looking at. Probably not that one. I think it's probably over here. Yeah, it's right around this corner here. Look at the difference there. You see that? This is from 2013 right there. As soon as you go down that street, 2008. Horrible. Okay. So let's see. Okay, now I think I know where this is now. It's further down the other street, which would be this direction. So like this. I think that's kind of what we're looking at there. Hey, thanks, Crystal, a.k.a. Gaming Beaver Gaming Sub. I said it wrong that time. Yeah. Yeah, now listen, I appreciate all of your
I told him he could
support,
never walk in
too,
Kelsey's shoes.
over there on the Minibus Dipshits channel. I really appreciate it. Unbelievable. Yeah, so right there is that little entrance. That's the big pole on the corner right there. So, yes, we're in the right spot, and now let's continue on with what they're saying. Let's see. Our reporter on the scene tells us Kentucky State Police troopers, FBI agents, and sheriff deputies set up near a home in Girard County, which is the home of, I think, one of the individuals. I don't remember the names at this point, but I do have the timeline we can go over here in a minute just to get everybody back up to speed. He was also told a coroner is on the scene. Okay, so that means that they probably found a body at that point. I don't think they call coroners out unless they've actually found something. But it's not clear what county the coroner is from. Okay, I don't know if who cares. Officials confirmed the search does have to do with Spurlock, 23, who was last seen leaving a Madison County bar with several Girard County men. So you see on a surveillance shot, she's with two different. Garrett. How do you pronounce that? I can't even make out what you're saying. I'm just saying Girard. So you're saying it's Garred, like that, or Garrett? Yeah, you'd have to do a little bit better trying to phonetically type that in than that. That's all over the place. Oh, Jared. Like Jared? Like Jared Kushner? Okay. Well, thank you, Nenny. Yeah, he really is. That was unbelievable. I just... Oh, and by the way, I went live earlier, and that was unintentional. And I'm glad I wasn't just sort of randomly walking around, reading emails or whatever, maybe got a towel around me out of the shower or something. That would have been kind of crazy. So you're saying Garrett? Okay, Garrett County. Okay. Yeah, so I meant to hit the stop recording, so I was recording a press conference. But man, that's so freaky. I happened to check on Facebook, and Ada says, "Oh, he's live," and I go, "Who's live?" And then Ada said, "You." And I go, "What the hell are you talking?" Then I go over to my OBS software, and it says, "Stop," the stop streaming options available. And I'm like, "Holy shit!" And I went bang and hit that button really quick. I've done this twice now. It's pretty freaky. One time it was just pure luck. I mean, that I had like some weird window on and the mic wasn't on. because it was like streaming for an hour or something. You know, the mic just happened to not be on. It was wild. All right. Officials confirmed the search does have something to do with Spurlock, and the home on Perkins Lane has been searched several times in the 6 months since Spurlock disappeared. Didn't they get a dog out there or anything? No remains have been found at this time, but the search is expected to continue into the night. This is a developing story. So let's just do this. Let's take a guess. If they do find one, where would it be? Let's see. Now that we've seen about 50,000 cases where somebody buries somebody in their backyard, let's see. What do we got over here? Okay, maybe in this, let's just put some pins out here just for the hell of it. In this wooded area back here that's kind of secluded, all right? Right there, and let's see, they like to do the whole behind the barn thing, so how about behind this shed right here? All right, right back there, something like that. Okay, where do you guys think? Maybe back right in between the barn and this shed right there. Okay. Yeah, it could be inside the barn too. Like, I think, who said that? Harley said that? Harley Man? Harley Man, please. Oh, she's looking for, that must be a girl looking for a Harley Man. I don't know if there's a well. Maybe that's a well right there. I don't know. Well, we could tell. Let's see if we can go to Street View here and take a look over from the 2008 Street View. Yeah, see? Right back there. See, that's what I'm thinking. Or up in this wooded area back there. Or inside the barn, yep. I don't really see a well or anything that's just visible. Well, what's that right there? Oh, that's a trough of some sort. Yeah, it's just kind of got more creepy looking at this place, didn't it? I mean, it's just a creep fest. All right, this is 2017 right here, this shot. So this is about the most recent we're going to get in terms of what it might look like now. It looks like this building has been put in. That wasn't there before, I don't think. Let's take a look again. Yeah, I don't see that there. Do you guys see that? I don't see that building, that little square shed that's right there. Yeah, right there, see? Let's see. No remains have been found at this time, but the search is expected to continue all night. All right. Now here's the timeline. So this is back in January 4th. Spurlock spent the day at home with her mother, and she had given birth to twins, and then her mother kind of convinced her to go out finally. Okay, so she goes out with her friend, and when she went out with her friend, she left her car at home and went out with the friend, and they got in a fight, and the friend left. Now, doesn't that sound like a familiar scenario? Do you remember that other case with the guy with the suitcase? I always forget his name, by the way, but it's just like that case. How it was her birthday, they left her out at the bar, and then she ends up being murdered. Okay, so listen. I don't give a shit who you are, everybody. If you have a friend and you're out at a bar and you're in a fight, never leave that person there. I don't care if you have to sit in the corner, drink your own drinks, and forget about them, but when they leave, you guys leave together, okay? This is getting ridiculous. This is like the third one of these we've had this year. So if you go out with just you and a friend, I mean, what's crazy about that other case, yeah, it wasn't, was it Jassy? Was that her name? She had two friends. Yeah, the one in Boston. Remember, she had two friends, and both of them left. It's like, what a joke. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You know, you leave a woman that's intoxicated on her own at a bar in Boston. Yeah, Jassy Correa, right? What was the guy's name? Yeah, Lewis Coleman. There you go. There you go. Anyways, all right. So they go to the bar, and then the friend leaves because they got in a fight. And then she is seen leaving the bar with on surveillance footage, which is actually right here. See this? This is a shot right here. This guy, the African-American guy here, her, and this guy. And she's seen leaving with them. And at 2:30 a.m., I believe, while she's in the car driving with these people, she FaceTimed her mom. Okay, and said, "Hey, everything's fine. I'm just having fun with friends. I promise I'll be home later this evening." Ellen told so that's her mother, Ellen. Okay. And then, so that was on the 5th, Saturday. Tuesday, Richmond police put out their first post about Savannah, appealing to the public for help in finding men with whom they said she was seen leaving the bar with. Okay. Savannah was last seen leaving the bar with an unknown black male and an unknown white male, police said. The Richmond Police Department is seeking the identity and whereabouts of these two individuals. The white male was seen leaving the area in a black Chevy S10 pickup. The white male. Okay. Police shared photos taken from surveillance footage. They said showed Savannah with two men in a parking garage. Authorities also noted Savannah was last seen wearing black sleeves top and maroon shirt and high heels. And then 5 days after that, on January 13th, worried loved ones spend the day searching for Savannah. Spent 11 days. Okay, and then on January 15th, Savannah's family took to social media. So right now we're looking at, again, 11 days later. On the 21st of January, Savannah's mother spoke out to denounce opportunists trying to take advantage of her family during their crisis. By Tuesday, police had located the two men pictured with Savannah, as well as a third man they said left the bar with the group January 4th. So they located him on January 22nd. Let's see. Yeah, so at that time, they searched that. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Jared, Lincoln, and Fayette counties. Police announced they had identified, on the 28th, identified and questioned the three men last seen with her. No one has been charged with any criminal offense at this time. Richmond police, said in a statement, "We are continuing our search for Savannah and appreciate everything the public and the media have done to assist in the efforts in the past few weeks." Let's see. On February 4th, about a month later, authorities said they were able to confirm Savannah had been taken to a home of one of the three men. And that's this house right here, okay? That's exactly what we're looking at here, this property. Let's see. Richmond Police, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Fox, police confirmed Savannah traveled about 40 miles to a home in a rural part of Jared County after leaving the other bar in Lexington. And I'm sorry if I keep saying the name of the county wrong. I really don't care that much. Just as long as we're referring to the right county, okay? I don't have a phonetic speller in front of me here. They did not know Savannah prior to meeting her at the bar. She rode in the back seat of a vehicle with two of the men, while the third followed them in a separate vehicle, probably that white truck. Both vehicles have undergone forensic testing, but authorities do not plan to release their findings. One of the men with whom Savannah had last been seen told police she left the home later that morning. So like way later in the morning, she just leaves the house on foot in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, right, because that happens all the time. Yeah. But did not specify how she left. Police said that they have been unable to confirm his account. Right. Yeah, she didn't leave. That's the thing. On what should have been a day of to celebrate Savannah's 23rd birthday, searchers took to cornfields. She already has 4 children, by the way, at this time, when she was 22, actually. Searchers took to cornfields and bridge to scour for clues that may have led to the missing women. And this is on the Inside Edition website, by the way. On February 11th, Savannah's oldest child still isn't aware that his mother is missing. For the nearly 2 months, Cecil Spurlock, 54, has been taking care of Savannah's 4-year-old son. He has resolved remain, I'm not sure, that's not good wording there, and not let his grandson see him upset. I've got to maintain because I've got a little boy that doesn't know about his mom yet, Spurlock told the news. He's super happy boy. I've got to maintain around him. I can't lose it. He actually helps me. That was on the 11th. On February 12th, the Cajun Coast Searchers and Rescue Team announced it would be leaving the state. They didn't find anything. All right, so that's what the timeline was all the way up until February 12th. Okay? And there's been stories here and there throughout the time, these months, but it sounds like they must have developed more intel and are doing a deeper search at that property, which seems odd that they wouldn't have found anything, especially with cadaver dogs. But, you know, I guess if, I don't know how you would hide that scent for that long from a dog. So there you go. Our Bullitt County. Okay. Well, I don't know if this guy's a serial killer or what they're doing. We don't even know what happened. It probably was that they probably said, "Hey, we'll give you a ride home," or do something. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know why she got in the car with them. Maybe they were going to smoke pot or do some drugs and hang out. But they had different plans. And they killed her there. And they just have gotten away with it. They're probably just going, God, how are we doing this? How are we doing this? But now it doesn't seem... it sounds like they're going to get caught real soon here. I wouldn't be surprised at all if by tomorrow we hear that they found a body. Which would be great, so that, you know, at least people can resolve this case. It's been way too long. Yeah. Well, so put the link in there then. All right, let's see. WKYT. Let's see. So they've got new information. This one? Okay.
Okay. Well, good evening.
WKYT.
Fall Lick Road in Garrett County, where there is a massive police presence here at the scene, where there have been a number of searches over the last 6 months or so, and we have just learned in the last 30 to...
Well, hold on. I'll play this in a second. I know that was a cliffhanger. But you could have easily said, hey, it's like Garrett with a D at the end. I would have got that in about 2 seconds.
45 minutes that a search warrant was executed, and in the house behind me we have seen some evidence being loaded into a minivan over here. We don't know what that is, but it's FBI's here, 10 agents, the evidence recovery team, Kentucky State Police are here, Garrett County Police, Richmond Police. Now, it's interesting to note that Richmond Police have been front and center through this from the very, very beginning. But what is happening tonight is actually a Kentucky State Police effort. That is what's going on here. Let me tell you a little bit about this area. This is Fall Oak Road. We're southeast of Lancaster. We're at the corner of Perkins Lane. Over here is...
What do you mean, Cairo? What are you typing in? I don't get it.
A lot of farmland here, and over here is Perkins Lane, and that's where one of the searches took place back in February, one of the coldest days of the year, ironically, because today's one of the hottest days of the year. So where
I'm going to rewind it.
Been a number of searches over the last 6 months or so, and we have just learned in the last 30 to 45 minutes that a search warrant was executed, and in the house behind me we have seen some evidence being loaded into a minivan over here. We don't know what that is, but it's FBI's here, 10 agents, the evidence recovery team, Kentucky State Police are here, Garrett County Police, Richmond Police. Now, it's interesting to note that Richmond Police have been front and center through this from the very, very beginning, but what is happening tonight is actually a Kentucky State Police effort. That is what's going on here. Let me tell you a little bit about this area. This is Fall Oak Road. We're southeast of Lancaster. We're at the corner of Perkins Lane. Over here is Arnold Lane, which is very small, almost like a driveway. A lot of farmland here, and over here is Perkins Lane, and that's where one of the searches took place back in February, one of the coldest days of the year, ironically, because today's one of the hottest days of the year. So again,
thanks, Fabian's so cool.
A very extensive effort taking place here, and police say they're going to be out here for at least several hours gathering evidence. A tip led them out here. We don't know exactly what the details of that tip is, what led to that, but again, there seems to be a greater seriousness, if you will, of what is taking place here tonight than what we have seen in the past. So we're going to stay out here, and we'll have much more on WKYT, Facebook, WKYT.com.
All right, well, just keep checking on this. But check out the Chiron below, too, because they might be updating that, too. That's on Twitter. So the Chiron scrolling down at the bottom there, you know what I should do is let me modify it so that it only shows Savannah Spurlock, okay? Just a second. Ding! So there you go. That should, only thing that you're seeing on the screen there are things related to Savannah Spurlock there. Hey Randy, how's it going? Thank you for not taking the bait earlier with the other YouTuber. Okay, appreciate that. He was told not to associate with me, or she, or she couldn't help him. I don't think you want help from somebody like that, Randy. You're doing just fine. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. You know, like I've always said, me and Randy don't agree a lot on what went down and all this kind of stuff. But Randy's one of the few people that have kept the case going the whole time, and is a nice person, and sometimes, he listens to the wrong people, but at the same time, he's a good person. And it's just obvious. Who doesn't know that? Yeah, that's right. So it's pretty crazy out there, Randy. I don't know what's going on, but there's another, a couple, the minibus psycho. He's out there making weird videos too. All right. So if you guys see something that pops up on the Chiron down below, let me know. Because I can actually, what's amazing is the Chiron that's clicking by, I can actually click on it. Like, for example, I don't know why this is here. Do I have one that's on there that shouldn't be? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I got to turn these ones off. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so in just a second, this should switch over, but like I can literally click on, as it's scrolling by on the window that I'm looking at, I can click on it and it opens up the article. To ever grace this small town. Let's see what this one is. See, I don't know what this is right here, why that's in that, because that's not a tweet about that. So I guess they've got Most of these tweets are about Savannah Spurlock, but I'm not really sure why that one pops up. But I hope this is closure, it said. That's exactly what I was just thinking a minute ago. I hope, but it's not closure. It's never closure. It just closes a chapter. Now you have her body. Now you can start prosecuting people. Oh, you have a live video? Okay, where's that link? Let's check it out. Same site right here? Okay.
Okay.
That was the previous one. Is it this one right here? Because it says 4 minutes ago. Thanks, Teresa.
At this time, nothing has been located. The search may have started a few minutes ago, but no body has been located. And I know there's a lot of rumors that are floating around.
Love your
as soon as we
kindness
find
to
something,
Kelsey.
we will make sure to let you know.
I know what you mean, Eric. I feel like pounding down it. I wish I had like tequila right now, you know? So where's the live footage that you're talking about? I don't, was that it right there and it just kind of stopped? Okay, let's see. Oh, that's not it. That's a paranormal channel. Ah, crap. Hold on, I gotta get my window back up again. What do you know about the tip? What do you mean? Oh, I don't think anybody knows about the tip, how they figured out to go back there. They've searched there many times. It might be that one of them that was lesser, they cut a deal with and said, listen, we're pretty sure it's this guy. If you want to cut a deal now, let's do it. All right. Okay, now you guys, I'm going to switch over to a different case right now. And it's the Mackenzie Lewick case, all right? So I do have a press conference. You know, I just didn't have time with all the drama going on. I was going to export the audio and get it all cleaned up and stuff. It's not very loud, but I think I can boost it up a little bit using my OBS software. Okay, but where is the video? You keep saying there's live property search, but nobody puts the link in there, you know? I don't see it. Is it WKYT? Because we've got more detail on the Mackenzie Lewick case. Let me go to that information now. You guys can put the link in there and I'll for the live feed, and I'll get back to that in a little bit. And by the way, I've got this sort of this newer. Oh, not that one. Hold on. Yeah, what do you guys think of this? See, now you can at least see the comments, you know, coming by on the screen, all right? All right, so I'm going to be reading this document. I guess you won't be able to see it now, though. What I could do, though, let me see if I can grab that same chat thing and put it over there. All right, there you go. Can you guys see that? I know it's small. You guys can see the chat because you're in the chat, right? There you go. All right. Cell phone records for McKinsey showed that she... Let me get the map up for that really quick. All right. Cell phone records for McKinsey showed that she exchanged several text messages with an individual. This is exactly what we were saying. We didn't even have to be psychic. It's amazing. Messages with an individual later identified as Ayula Adisa Ajayi. Hey, thanks, Jimmy the Fool. The Fool. Jimmy the Fool. Well, what was it before? Now I don't even know what it was. Oh, that's not Jim Mething, is it?
I changed my
she was
name,
Sugar Baby.
thanks.
Okay. All right. So you were Sugar Baby before. All right. Oh, Jimmy the Fool was James. Okay. That's hilarious. Thank you, man. All right. So here we go. An individual later identified as Ayula in early morning. So she was texting him right after she got off the plane, just like we were saying. I remember probably one of the first things that I said, which is really obvious, was just check who she was texting after she texted her mom, and you'll have the killer, okay? Because that's the person that she was going to meet. Okay, Salt Lake City police detectives began to search for McKinsey and discovered that after arriving in Salt Lake City on June 17th, she took a lift from Salt Lake City International Airport to Hatch Park. Okay, so let's just do all this again. Follow it along. Here we go. There's where she picked up the lift. Crap, right there. So, just like every other airport ever, she picked up a lift inside here, just outside the terminal there. And then this is probably the exact route, just like this, and took that to Hatch Park, which is right there. All right. Lift records indicate that McKinsey was dropped off at Hatch Park at approximately 2:59 a.m., just like we were told. Cell phone records for both McKinsey and Ajayi placed them at Hatch Park during this timeline. So his phone pinged there and her phone pinged there. Cell phone records for both McKinsey and Ajayi placed them at Hatch Park during this timeline. Additionally, McKinsey's cell phone records indicate that her phone was powered off at 2:59. So the crazy thing is she got in that car and was immediately attacked, and her phone was turned off. I mean, literally immediately. And it was never powered back on again. A forensic analysis of the phone records shows that Ajayi's phone was back at his residence, located at 547 North 1000 West in Salt Lake City, Utah, at approximately 3:07. So, I mean, he absolutely hightailed it home. He got from this park, I mean, not that it's lightning fast, but it's very rapid. I mean, this drive took from here, I think, 17 minutes. And to get to his house, 8 minutes right here. He got back to this house in 8 minutes right here. So he... 2:59 and then 3:07, he is right here at this house. And as we know, he buried her, I think, back behind, I think it was back here. I can't remember if it was right there or right there. There's so many of these yards that look the same now with the burials in the backyard. But let's see. Let me get that article back out again. All right, so at 3:07 a.m., his phone pings at his house, basically. On June 26, 2019, investigators executed a search warrant at his home. Detectives discovered what appeared to be a freshly dug site behind his garage, okay? So during the forensic excavation of the site, police located a human bone, charred muscular tissue. See, that's what we were saying. Man, like part of her body was left there. part of a scalp with hair, a cell phone, and other charred personal items. Furthermore, in an alleyway adjacent to his home, investigators located charred black fabric buckles and other items of evidentiary value. DNA testing of the muscular tissue returned a profile consistent with a DNA profile obtained from personal items belonging to Mackenzie. And when they say alley, you kind of wonder if that's what they're talking about back here, right? It's a little bit similar to the Carissa Fretwell, right behind her house. There's this little narrow chute right there. Let's see if there's a way to just kind of look down that really quick. Hopefully there's, yep, there you go. So maybe, yeah, just right through that little crazy alley right there. Because I don't think you could count any of these other things as alleys on the side here. I think that's about it. So, unless there's an alley somewhere else, but I guess that's more like the Fretwell case, kind of a paved road. But this one definitely could be considered that. And they said behind the garage, and that's the garage, so that means back here. Okay. You can see that you would drive through here, and that's the garage, detached. Yeah, this guy's nuts. He's a I think this guy, if he's not already a serial killer, was going to be one. That's why he wanted that little torture chamber built. All right? And I'm trying to figure out, so it sounds like he burned her in this pit. And then parts of her body fell off, but it's weird how the parts that fell off, he smashed her in the head with something, and that's what her cause of death was, a 5-centimeter blow to the head. And it sounds like that piece and some other flesh was found in the burn pit. It's crazy. All right. During the execution of the search warrant, detectives seized his vehicle. Let's see. Okay, here, hold on. Let me go up a little bit. While executing the search warrant, detectives were directed to one of Ajayi's neighbors, who reported, hey, thank you, Nona. I appreciate it. Reported that on June 17, 2019, the neighbor detected a horrible smell coming from a fire in Ajayi's backyard. The neighbor stated that this fire was located behind Ajayi's garage in a pit covered by a white door in the same area detectives found the freshly dug site. The neighbor also observed Ajayi pouring gasoline on the fire.
Keep going, Gray. Exo freaks.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So he was dumping gasoline on it. That means her body was there and he was burning her. It's crazy. Now, during the execution of the search warrant, detectives seized Ajayi's vehicle, where subsequent search revealed a strong odor of gasoline emitting from the trunk. Inside the trunk was a red gasoline can. Further investigation revealed that Ajayi purchased a similar gas can at Smith's location near the residence at approximately 9 a.m. on June 17th, 2019. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, wow. So he purchased that 6 hours after he got home with her. So she's already dead. She wasn't... I think she was dead in the car. I'm not joking. I think he killed her immediately for some unknown reason and was going to do some crazy crap back at his apartment. Or maybe he didn't realize he had killed her so quickly, and then he was like, oh, wow, what do I do? Because he's already buying the gas can 6 hours after he got her home. All right? Man, that's nuts. Subsequent analysis of Ajayi's cell phone records placed him near Logan Canyon. Remember where she was found? And he was there on June 25th. So that's what's crazy. What I don't like is how long it took all this stuff. I mean, didn't you already know all that? I mean, like, man, that's 8 days later. All right, but either way, they got it all figured out. So his phone was pinging there on June 25th. So he didn't bury her there until June 25th. And see, look at this. On June 26th, investigators executed a search warrant. Okay, so I'm moving back up again. You see how this is working here? He either got wind of or knew, whoa, they're going to do a search warrant. So he quickly dug her up out of that yard. She was buried back in that yard. And he was going to leave her there. But he knew the police were coming in with a search warrant. So he dug out what he could. And some parts just, because it was burnt, just kept in the grave. You know, fell off, fell in the grave, and that kind of thing. You get what I'm saying? So they got their search warrant on the 26th, and when they got there, her entire body wasn't there, just pieces of her skull, flesh, and things that he didn't see. Probably dug her up in the middle of the night. Hey, thanks, Wicked Gaming. I'm so mean, as they always say.
You're so mean, but you're awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So you guys get what I'm saying here, right? So that's why. So it wasn't really. Here's the deal. It wasn't that the police were slow. I was actually thinking that he probably buried her a long time prior to that. But it turns out that her body was still in his backyard on the 25th. So had they got that search warrant a little quicker, they would have found her entire body there. But then they tracked his phone, and it's amazing that they found her body. I mean, he was up there for 2 hours. How did you know exactly where to search? So on, let's see, how did this work? So that's when his phone pinged up there, 2:30 to 4:30 on the 25th. And then on July 3rd, law enforcement responded to Logan Canyon to search for Mackenzie's remains. See, that seems a little delayed there, you got to admit. They knew when the phone pinged there, so they waited another, 5, 6, 8 days until they sent somebody up to look. But maybe they were trying to get more precise, triangulated information. So they responded to Logan Canyon to search for Mackenzie's remains. After a lengthy search, detectives located a disturbed area of soil under a grove of trees. See, isn't that wild? Like, how did you find that? Just a little disturbed soil under a grove of trees. Maybe they developed intel from him, too, along with the pinging. Under the soil, detectives located a charred, listen to this part, everybody, charred human body. So that proves again that he did dig her up and move her. DNA testing of the body returned a profile consistent with Mackenzie's profile. Mackenzie's arms were bound behind her back by a zip tie and a rope. A 5-centimeter hole was located on the left side of her skull with part of her left scalp missing, and that's the part they found in the grave. Yeah, maybe cadaver dogs. It just seems like such a wide range. I mean, you're talking about 2 hours. I don't know. 2 hours, you can drive lots of miles. But yeah, maybe. Maybe they could kind of narrow it down a little bit. And maybe there's only a few likely spots, right? Yeah, it could be like a ball-peen hammer, something like that. Yes, everybody, hit that like button. Even if you're somebody, I'll tell you what, if you're somebody that likes the minibus dipshit, make sure you hit the dislike button for me. I'd really appreciate it. But if not, hit the like button. I'd love it. Thank you. Yeah, but look at that. DNA testing of the body returned a profile consistent with Mackenzie's profile. Mackenzie's arms were bound behind her back by a zip tie and a rope. A 5-centimeter hole was located on the left side of her skull with part of her left scalp missing. Hey, there must be some new info that popped up on there. Dr. Zachary Michalacek. Jesus. Man, you try to. Michalicek. Michalacek with the Utah Office of the Medical Examiner performed an autopsy on Mackenzie and determined that Mackenzie suffered blunt force trauma to the left side of her skull, resulting in a significant intracranial hemorrhage which would have been fatal. And the manner of death is homicide. Okay, so there you go. All right, so that was the significant information. Now, there is a press conference here. Let me see if I can find that. And then I can just chat away with you guys as it's playing. But okay, this audio is really crappy, so. Wow, why does it look like that? Oh, there you go. So I'm going to boost this up. It's also mono, too, okay?
This morning, I am joined by Jeff Hall, Blake Nakamura, Chief Criminal Deputies, as well as to my right, Mark Mathis, Josh Graves, and Kevin Lindsay, who will be my colleagues who will be prosecuting this case.
Can you hear that?
That we're going to talk about today. This morning, as we speak, the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office is in the process of right now following charges against Ayula Adisa Ajayi, 1 count of aggravated murder, first-degree felony, 1 count of aggravated kidnapping, first-degree felony.
If anybody has a better version, let me know.
Justice, second-degree felony, and 1 count of
That's not on
desecration of
YouTube.
human body, a third-degree felony. The basis of our charges were developed, but not limited to, the following facts as presented by our charging documents that state that on June 20th, 2019, Greg Lueck reported to Salt Lake City Police Department that he had not received any communication from his daughter, Mackenzie Lueck, since she returned to Salt Lake City from California on June 17, 2019. Cell phone records for Mackenzie showed that she exchanged several text messages with an individual later identified as Aula Adisa Ajayi in the early morning hours of June 17, 2019. Mackenzie's last text to Ajayi that morning was at 2:58 a.m.
Just as she's about to
Salt
show
Lake
up.
City police detectives began to search for Mackenzie.
She's about to
and
get to the
discovered
park.
that
Boom.
after arriving in Salt
I'm
Lake City
here.
on June 17th, she took a lift from Salt Lake City International Airport to Hatch Park in North Salt Lake City. Lift records indicated that Mackenzie was dropped off at Hatch Park at approximately 2:59 a.m. Cell phone records for both Mackenzie and Ajayi placed them at Hatch Park during this time.
Yeah, I know they're talking about
Additionally,
that.
Mackenzie's
That's
cell
why I have
phone
it set up.
records indicate that her phone was powered off at 2:59 a.m. and was never powered back on. A forensic analysis of the phone records shows that Ajayi's phone was back at his residence located at 547 North, 10th West in Salt Lake County, Utah at approximately 3:07 a.m. On June 26, 2019, investigators executed a search warrant on Ajayi's home. Detectives discovered what appeared to be a freshly dug site behind Ajayi's garage. During the forensic excavation of the site, police located a human bone, charred muscular tissue, part of a scalp with hair, a cell phone, and other charred personal items. Furthermore, in an alleyway adjacent to Ajayi's home, investigators located charred black fabric, buckles,
Because
and
the guy
other
turned her
items
phone
of
off.
Evidentiary value.
Obviously, the guy turned off her phone. I think he struck her the second she got in that car, turned off her phone, and drove quickly back home.
DNA testing of the muscular tissue returned a profile consistent with a DNA profile obtained from the personal items belonging to Mackenzie. While executing the search warrant, detectives were directed to one of Ajayi's neighbors who reported that on June 17, 2019, the neighbor detected a, quote, horrible smell, end quote, coming from a fire in Ajayi's backyard. The neighbor stated that this fire was located behind Ajayi's garage in a pit covered by a white door in the same area detectives found at the freshly dug site. The neighbor also observed Ajayi pouring gasoline on the fire. During the execution of the search warrant, detectives seized Ajayi's vehicle, where a subsequent search revealed a strong odor of gasoline emitting from the trunk.
That's going to be really loud. Okay, I'll turn that down for your eardrums. Sorry about that. But thank you, Brandy Brooks.
Another great live. Thanks, Gray. Hey, freaks.
All right. Thank you.
Inside the trunk was a red gasoline can. Further investigation revealed that Ajayi had purchased a similar gas can at Smith's location near his residence at approximately 9 a.m. on June 17, 2019. On July 3rd, subsequent analysis of Ajayi's cell phone records placed Ajayi's cell phone near Logan Canyon on June 25, 2019 between 2:30 and 4:30 p.m. On July 3, 2019, law enforcement responded to Logan Canyon to search for Mackenzie's remains. After a lengthy search, detectives located a disturbed area of soil under a grove of trees. Under the soil, detectives located a charred human body. DNA testing of the body returned a profile consistent with Mackenzie's profile. Mackenzie's arms were bound behind her back by a zip tie and rope. A 5-centimeter hole was located on the left side of her skull, with part of her scalp.
Is my voice really loud too at this point? Because I know that I have one of the two things boosted up. I'm not sure if one of them's my voice. The one thing that makes me think it's possible that she was still slightly alive is, why would you... I mean, I get like binding somebody up to carry them or something like that, but he zip-tied and tied her up. I mean, bound her wrists. And that sort of makes you think that maybe she was still alive somehow back at his house. But I think she was bashed in the head right away. Maybe she was just barely alive or something. I don't know. Okay.
Left scalp missing. Dr. Zachary Michalachek with the Utah office.
Hey, Michalachek. I think I got it right the last time.
An autopsy from Mackenzie. Dr. Michalachek determined that Mackenzie suffered blunt force trauma to the left side of her skull, resulting in significant intracranial hemorrhage, which would have been fatal. Dr. Michalachek's preliminary determined the manner of death to be homicide. Based on those facts, we have filed charges that I mentioned to you. Let me also note at this time that the preceding facts, which give us the support of filing these charges, the presumption of innocence, that is the hallmark of our justice system, is applicable here. It is applicable to this defendant at this time. I also want to take a second at this moment to share with you that Blake Nakamura, myself, and Amy, our counseling unit, spoke with the Luck family, Greg and Diane.
Right. And the only thing is if she was dead, Midwest. Hey, Midwest crappie man. I love crappie fishing. You know, I caught a 17-inch crappie in 2 of them in Lake Oswego over the years. That's a pretty big crappie. Come on. But one of the things is like tied up with a zip tie and rope. Like, what would make him do that if she's already dead? I get the carrying part, but wouldn't you just do that with one thing? I mean, why have the zip ties too? It's almost like you wanted to make sure she didn't get out. I don't even know what you're talking about, Mimsy. I don't have any filters or anything. I'm talking quietly. So, thanks for the help, though. I'm just fine. I listen to my show, and I actually sound just like this.
Them of the charge of decision. And we had a good discussion and a difficult discussion, but I would again reiterate their request to you, media, and to our community to please honor their privacy.
Okay, so you think he tied her up? See, I don't think he could have zip tied her and tied her hands. Well, I mean, I guess you could be right. Like maybe he hit her in the head, put zip ties on her hands, tied her really quick with a rope, and then drove home. Because that doesn't take too long. Zip tie, wrap it around. And then when he gets home, she's dead. And then he's like, oh, crap. And then he doesn't know what to do. He probably does some sick-ass shit, because then 6 hours later, he drives away, gets the gas can.
As their family goes through this grieving process, they further ask me to express on their behalf the generosity.
I'm not sure what he's talking about. The clip's too low, whatever the hell that means. Are you talking about the video right here or my voice?
The generosity.
It's at minus 12 decibels. It's fine.
Their support
It's as high as I can put it, too.
that have helped them through this very difficult. They are genuinely appreciative of at approximately 2:50.
Okay. So the person said, when was the cell phone turned off again? But by the way, the 17-inch crappie, those 5-gallon buckets that you have? The green one with the handle, or, basically the orange ones that you get over at Home Depot, right? It didn't even fit. It curved around in there. It couldn't swim freely. It's so much bigger than the average. Like normally you catch a crappie, they're 6, 7, 8 inches, something like that. But this one, I mean, geez, it was like a full meal. And yes, I ate it. Oh my God, you're so mean.
Yes. So what we know is that her phone, her records indicate that her phone was powered off at approximately 2:59 a.m. and was never powered back on again subsequently. The totality of the charges that we have filed thus, so far is the count 1, criminal homicide, aggravated murder, count 2, aggravated kidnapping, count 3, obstruction of justice, count 4, abuse or desecration.
I did measure it, yeah. That's how I know it was 17 inches. I've got 2 of them that size there. That's pretty big too, yeah.
So let me answer this. First of all, as you mentioned up the camping, they know it's a very forested area. This was an area that was off the main road, as mentioned by the police chief in his press conference. It was in a shallow
Hold on. Who was it this time, Angela?
grade, and it was in a wooded area with the debris that was as we said. As far as the second issue is concerned, what I'm prepared to say at this time is that this is an effort of an ongoing investigative function.
Oh, he's an idiot. Run DLL. He's a dumb person.
I can absolutely tell you no whatsoever. Yes. I think that it's appropriate to recognize this is charged as a criminal homicide and aggravated murder. And I think it would be premature to talk about the death penalty under our system in the state of Utah. That is a possibility.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of I listened to this whole thing. There isn't like some crazy information in there. So I'm just going to stop it. Yeah, just for the hell of it, though, I'm going to switch over to I'm going to show you exactly where I caught the 17-inch crappies. All right. See, this is Lake Oswego right here. And I used to sneak down onto, right there, Halverson's Island right there. This was incredible. I caught a couple 5-pound largemouth bass right in this area here. I'd always park my car and then walk down this little road there. But right here, there's this dock. This whole house right here didn't used to be there. I mean, look at that house, everybody. Hello. How much do you think that house is worth? I bet that's 10 mil. Or not 10. In Oregon, probably $5 million. In California, 30 million bucks for sure. If not more. I mean, that thing is ridiculous. But that wasn't even there. I'm talking about 20-something years ago. That wasn't there. There was just these really rinkety docks. And then here's this was there. And there was a dock that went here, and I caught it right next to this island right there. And then there was some really good fishing right along on this dock between these boats right here. I caught a 13-inch bluegill there too. Unbelievable. Yeah, and the reason is this is this big lake and nobody fishes in it. And can you tell why? They're all really rich people who water ski. They don't care about fishing. So I'd go down there and it was like probably how it was 1,000 years ago when there was nobody fishing. It was crazy. It was amazing. Yeah, they always, every couple of years they would dredge it and stuff like that, but it kind of sucks when they do that because it takes a few years to get back. But the fish don't get killed. They go to the middle, then they come back out and have to sort of resettle. But anyways. All right. So what do we got going on Spurlock? Anything new up in there? Yeah. Yeah, the thing is that one YouTuber that you just mentioned up there, the computer file name, he's trying to make a big name for himself, and he's trying to attack other YouTubers, or me specifically, or there's a couple more actually, but he's just really terrible videos too. They're just god awful, And it's just like I'm looking at him going, "Wow, you're trying to trick people there. Look at that." They have a metal crate. I don't know what that means. Right. Yeah, that's what he does. That's kind of what he does. Oh, you sent me an update? Yeah, he's really insignificant, so he doesn't. I mean, basically all the YouTubers that keep doing this are really insignificant. Honest to God. All right. I don't see an update from you there, Lynn. So what is this? Here's another view of the officers documenting the scene. So it's a video of a video? That's crazy. Hey everybody, a video of a video. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of boring. All right. Oh yeah. Now look at doesn't this sound familiar? Listen to this one. You remember this case we were just talking about the other day? Let's see. Michaela Winston, and she was pregnant. And remember, she's the one that disappeared right near the highway. And then took us a while. They gave us the wrong location on a map, and then we found the location finally. Well, let's see. A man in Mississippi who's remained jailed for allegedly murdering a pregnant woman who was days away from giving birth was reportedly due in court last Wednesday for a paternity hearing. Doesn't that sound familiar? The Mississippi Clarion Ledger reports that Terrence Sample 33 was scheduled to appear in Attala County Chancery Court 2 days after Michaela Winston's body was found on a deserted road in Holmes County. Winston, whose due date was July 4th, vanished on June 27th after reportedly leaving her Goodman home to show a sample of a sonogram. I don't even believe that. I think that's not something that actually took place. I think that story's made up by somebody. Either he said, "Oh yeah, they were coming to do a sonogram," or maybe she did say that. But I just, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. This guy he's freaking out about a paternity test. Oh yeah, let me fix these. All right, now the audio's back to normal. So there we go, another case that because he's probably going, gosh, I'm 33 now. I'll be 51 when I'm done having to pay all the child support all those years. Well, then he should have wore a condom. Ooh, what a great reply. Yeah, he's a psycho. But he's probably somebody who didn't even like her. He just had sex or something one time. And then she's pregnant. And now she's going to have to deal with that. He's going to have to deal with her for 18 years. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Now, it's really discussing the behavior of some of these new YouTubers out there. Okay? It's been like that. It started even before, remember, I don't even want to say their names, but there was that whole squadron that came in, and then they disappeared into oblivion. And now you got these ones. They're going to disappear into oblivion. And it's just because they don't really care about the cases. It's all sensationalistic crap, okay? When we go over our cases on here, we try to figure out what's going on and, just sort of figure it out, and we just sort of all get to know the case a lot better than other people do. That's how we do it. Yeah, it's like waves of idiots. You're exactly right. Did you hear Gray? He said waves of idiots. Well, how about this? Don't be part of the wave. Try to grow your channel like everybody else. We've been around here for doing this for 5-6 years, putting in the effort. You show up for 5 minutes and just turn into jackasses. It's amazing. I don't watch them. I just here's what happens to me is people send me a link. Great, look at, they're slamming you. And then I go watch it, and I'm like, oh, God. But I needed to see the one today by the minibus psycho, okay? He literally, the crap he did on there is so deplorable. I don't know how anybody after seeing that could stay watching that channel. It's really a tragedy, okay? Unbelievable. Remember, they were I don't know what that means, the strongest sperm that won the race. Yeah. Honestly, what I hear sounds like noise in my ears. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he can go ahead and bash me and call me all the stuff he was doing, like slime buckets. Like, I think I'm the least slimy of all true crime YouTube. Or, I mean, there's a whole bunch that are, like John Lord, he's not slimy at all, right? But I'm in that same boat. I don't do anything like that's slimy or sort of, ooh, wow, oh, man, I can't believe it, man. Ooh, wow, how'd you do? I don't lie and try to trick people into being interested in a video, okay? I don't go, oh, and make up something. Let me tell you something right now. I could probably have 100,000 subs and 25 million views if I had decided during the Kanika Jenkins case to believe that it was a murder and did all the videos trying to trick people into believing it. Because I could easily make videos that were really, compelling, even though it would be all bullshit, okay? They didn't even make videos that were compelling. It'd be hard to be honest with you, it'd be hard to make a compelling video because I would be able to trick the dumb people. Okay? People that have brains would go, God, that's total crap. Okay? But I could have got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views on all the videos and I didn't do that. I have one video that has 1.7 million views in the Kanika Jenkins case, and I don't know why or whatever, but it's just the one that I just show the route through the halls. I said I figured it out and went through the route, and it's got literally probably 40% dislikes and 60% likes. That's how you know the algorithm likes it, when people disagree and argue, and they come back and debate and argue, and they keep coming back to the video over and over and over again. It's crazy. Deborah Mears' death changes us. I don't know what that means. Oh, Deborah, comma, Mears. Who's Deborah Mears? I don't know what that means. They found the body just now? They are saying they found Savannah. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? I hope this can bring some closure for the family. Okay. FBI Louisville Evidence Response Team is on the scene. Let's see. Part of Savannah Spurlock. Further comment will only be made when additional details are available. I don't see where it says. Give me a link to where they're finding it. Anybody? Anybody out at all? Is it on Twitter that they're saying that? Just paste it in there. Okay, so a large crate was seen leaving. Well, she's got to be, like, severely decomposed at this point, unless she was wrapped in something. Huh. Yeah. I don't know where to look, you guys. I mean, nobody's put me a link in here that shows me where they're saying that. So if you could give me a link. Is it live on one of these channels, or okay. All right, let's see. Here we go. So it looked like they had a crate right there. There's the crate or box right there. Well, it could mean that they have a body. I got to learn how to use Twitter better. I know that people use it and they post and then they, they're able to follow it really quickly. I'm not really adept at it. I can tell you that right now. You can probably tell, but so that was the coroner right there. They probably, what they did was say, hey, take this whole area right here, put it in that container. I'll examine it when I get back. That's why it was put on the truck, not in his vehicle. Yeah, no, it's... What are you talking about, Ada? Oh, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. That's fine. All I can tell you is everything that they're saying is absolutely false. It's crazy. Who's in this chat? Who are you talking about? I know. It's like Twitter is a pretty big deal. I just can't really... Oh, good. Well, so one of the suspects turned themselves in and then gave police and turned over information. Okay, well, get rid of them then. All right? If you know for a fact, then just hide them. Oh, wait, hold on. Now you can post a link, Crystal Gaming. Crystal Gaming, a.k.a. Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming sub. All right? Post a link now. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh, Melissa? It goes on and on. The worst part is at the end, he's bashing Kelsey. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Hey, it's James, Jimmy the Fool. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it. What is straight to heart? What happened? I don't know what you're talking about. Who is?
Happy to donate because I love this guy's personality.
Yeah, so you can post the link in there now, Crystal. So go ahead. One of the three guys, I'm sure. Oh. Let's see. Man, I want to see the aerial. There are aerials of the heavy police presence in the search. Authorities have confirmed a coroner is at the scene, but they have not found human remains at this time. Okay. Yeah, that's what they were saying earlier, but I think we're at a different point now. Right. Okay, what we need is something from this evening. Hey, thanks, Goldie Khan. Yeah, maybe I should go get some scotch and you know, it's better with vodka though. I don't think you want to mix scotch with
Pop off and Gatorade night.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I always did like tequila. You know, you just sort of pound one down and then you sort of, it feels pretty good a couple minutes later. Haven't done that in years, but I remember it. Are you sure, Gray? All right, hey, maybe we can take a look at this video and
Good evening to you. For months, police and family have not given up in the search for Savannah Spurlock. The Richmond mother disappeared in early January, and tonight there's a new layer in that investigation.
A number of state troopers, FBI agents, and police officers have been at a home in Garrett County for hours. They're on Fall Lick Road. That's off of Perkins Lane. We have that area pointed out for you here on the map. And this is property. Our Phil Pendleton has been at the scene all night.
There we go.
The area blocked off.
All right, so it looks like they might be, there's something back in these trees here, maybe. Let's see.
And some officers near a barn.
Yeah. Hey, near the barn. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see where we got the guests in there. Near the barn. Could be in the barn. So there's a house, pool, and then a big building back here. House, pool, big building. Yeah. So that's where I have this one. That pin, that's kind of almost where they're standing right there. This is the barn, though. So that's my guess. One of the three guesses that I made. So I have the pin right here in these trees, basically.
On the property. Our Phil Pendleton has been at that scene all night. Phil, what are you learning right now from investigators?
Well, Sam, I can tell you that this was the result of the
Well, Sam, I can
that
tell
police
you.
received. And of course, throughout this entire investigation, the last 6 months or so, there have been numerous tips that have come in. They say this apparently was a big one.
Here, let me see this. Oh, apparently this is a big one. Hold on.
And I tell you what, we have been on a lot of these searches and we have seen a lot of effort out here in this area, but there seems to be more of a seriousness to this one than what I have seen before, what some of the other people have seen before. That is very interesting to note. But again, they have been out here searching since just after 6 o'clock this evening, focusing their search, waiting on a search warrant. And we're told just in the last half hour or so, that search warrant was received and that search has now began. Around 10:30, we noticed some men in white suits. They look like hazmat suits going in. We do know that there were at least 10 members of the FBI evidence recovery team here, along with state police,
they definitely found
Garrett
her.
County police,
Guaranteed.
Richmond police, and at least one coroner's van. But police say that people should not jump to conclusions over what has already happened. It's very interesting to note. I talked about some of the other searches. One of those was on an extremely cold day back in February. That may have been the coldest day of this year. It's very interesting to note that what is happening here tonight may very well be the warmest, the hottest day of 2019. There is a lot of search effort going on behind me. I'm told by Chris Bailey that the weather tonight is not going to impact that. It's expected to stay dry through the night. That search may very well go on for at least the next couple of hours. We hope to have much more for you later on. Of course, stay tuned. Live in Garrett County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Garrett.
Phil, thank you. We'll continue, of course, to stay there on the scene as this continues to develop. Now, as Phil mentioned, Spurlock was last seen leaving a Lexington bar on...
Yeah, everybody knows that. So this is the one that Audra put up there. Let's see.
Good evening and thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Kevin Christopher. Several police agencies and the FBI have converged upon a property in Garrett County tonight. And LEX 18 has confirmed their presence is related to the search for a missing mother of four from Madison County. Savannah Spurlock was last seen January 4th leaving a Lexington bar with 3 men. LEX 18's Jacqueline Nye joins us live now from Garrett County with what we've learned this evening. Jacqueline?
Investigators have been at this home on Fall Lick Road for several hours, and their search is just beginning. Now, it's hard to see right now, but investigators are focused on the back.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought I could keep looking at the pictures.
18's Jacqueline Nye joined.
And this isn't the first time police have been here. This house belongs to the parents of a suspect in the case. Kentucky State Police say they got a tip around 5 this evening, but can't elaborate on exactly what that tip is. Savannah Spurlock was last seen on video leaving the other bar with 3 men on January 4th, and sources say she was last seen at a Price Court home in Lancaster. Then in
Yeah, where does it say human remains were found? I believe that they were. I saw the the big box being taken off on the pickup truck, but where are you reading that human remains were found? I don't see that.
January, investigators searched this property, which belongs to the parents of one of the men seen in this with Savannah in the
Okay,
video.
but if it's not factual, how do you know
Now,
she's been
investigation
found?
Circles back here with several law enforcement agencies.
Yeah, she had 2 twins. The one at the bar with the surveillance footage, remember?
State police have confirmed the coroner is here. As a precaution, they do not know what they're going to find during their search tonight.
Yeah, we already saw this one.
Investigators, with the assistance of Richmond Police Department and the FBI, will probably be here for several hours, continuing their search in hopes of locating something.
Okay, right here.
At this time, nothing has been located. The search may have started a few minutes ago, but no body has been located. And I know there's a lot of rumors that are floating around. And so as soon as we find something, we will make sure to locate
KSP say human remains were found on the property just before midnight tonight. So 39 minutes ago.
We will keep you updated on this investigation on air and online. Live in Garrett County, Jacqueline Nye, LEX 18 News.
Wow. Crazy.
Lexington police say one of their officers was forced to shoot a man who.
Although that is
traffic
just her
stop
tweeting that.
after a burglary call on Patchen Drive near Richmond Road tonight. Eleanor Buckley has.
All right. Well, wow. I mean, it's amazing. Finally get this one. Now everybody's going to be arrested, and all 3 of those guys, and somebody's going to have to, spill the beans and say what really happened. It's crazy. What do you mean, what's up with me tonight? What does that mean? Hey, Gray, what's up with you tonight? Doing a show? How about you? What's up with you? Yeah, we've covered a couple cases, and 3 of them, actually. How about you? Yeah, I'm sure one of them said what happened. Check my messages on Facebook. Oh, boy. Man, everybody wants... Hey, great, go over there, go over there, go over there. I got like 47 emails. I got to go to Facebook now. I've got... Here we go. Let's see what we got. You think I'm going to play that guy's show on here? Forget it. Why are you sending me that link? Man. Let's see. That's another YouTuber. You don't play other YouTubers' live shows. All right? You just don't do that. Yes, everybody knows Lookner. Every time there's a big case, anything. Somebody can drop. He covers every freaking news story that there ever was. All right. So yes, Steve Lookner covers anytime there's breaking news, and he thinks he can get a big pop. I've actually seen him quit his show right in the middle of it because there was another story coming up. Oh, a plane crash? Okay, everybody gotta go. Right in the middle when he's really explaining something. He goes straight to that. So I don't do that kind of shit. I do watch him, though, because he covers virtually everything. I don't know. He'll cover, like, if there's a press conference, because he'll get a big pop from that. But man, that guy works his ass off, man. I'll tell you that right now. He's like, I think he does. That's his full-time job. I've actually thought. I couldn't afford to do it, because YouTube and everything doesn't really pay that great, Thankfully, like the contributions you guys make to the channel allow me to do the stuff that I do, like buy equipment and, just make life easier, basically. It's like, but I spent a lot of hours in the evenings doing this. But I was trying to picture like doing true crime all day for 8 to 10 hours a day. Man, that'd be brutal, wouldn't it? Man, I think your voice would get shot in about 10 minutes. Grace said doo-doo. No, I said shit. Now, he didn't break that. He'd already been doing that for a long time, Ada. Yeah. Yeah, but it was, he did the Las Vegas shooting. Yeah, it's the same guy, yeah. Yeah, he was covering all the Twitter feeds and everything. Yeah, I'd need to have a catheter in, because I'd be pounding down Gatorade all day. Yeah, I agree with that one, Jay. I was reading that earlier. It's like, she goes, yeah, you know what? You've been cooped up here a long time. Why don't you go head out to the bar tonight and get tanked, basically. And then the other friend who left her at the bar is just absolutely, that's not cool at all. Yeah, I mean, she's the one that drove Savannah to the bar. They got in a fight, and then she left. Well, how was Savannah going to get home at that time? So a lot of people weren't looking out for her, It's pretty crazy. I check out cold cases all the time, James. Yep. Yeah, I know. So what? Define infinity. So what? I mean, you know what's funny is people come over here and say, "Oh, look at, agenda-free TV's covering everybody." I mean, who gives a shit? Okay, I'm covering it here. He can cover it there, and that's great. I mean, that's what I find is weird and rude. Like, I hate it when I'm on another channel, and then people say, "Hey, Gray, when are you going live tonight?" I'll just kind of don't even answer. Because I don't want to be like one of those people that, I don't want to be perceived like going over to somebody's live, and then all of a sudden you're trying to suck people over to your live. Because remember that? And when I first started doing, or not me, but when, the new true crime YouTubers during the Chris Watts case, they'd show up on the bigger ones and say, "Hey, everybody, I'm going live here in about 10 minutes. I mean, I think that's just disgusting. God, just total, like, parasites, And that's what we're seeing right now. If you go over and correct them on something, oh my God, he's a troll. All right, so what do you guys... I think that they obviously found her body. Probably one of the three guys rolled over, gave the information, and they might have already cut a deal with that person. So that person, hopefully they were able to determine who was less responsible for this. That's bizarre, though. Man, what a crazy thing. She has two twins, goes out partying. Let's see. Hey, all right, Jay Case in the house. Yeah, 428, huh? Hey, Jay, I don't know if you saw it, but earlier on, this another minibus whack job, he made a video just totally disparaging of the, of me and another YouTuber and Kelsey. Actually, it was really disgusting, unbelievable. And what's even more disgusting are the people who comment on there agreeing with it. I mean, they're disgusting people. So again, we have another channel where you can sort of gauge how people's brains are and who they really are. Because imagine somebody sitting around thinking that Kelsey's somehow plotting against the world by hiding. I mean, you sound like an absolute lunatic, okay? Lunatic. No, I don't think she knew any of them. she went to the bar, and I think, you know, she probably had a few drinks, hadn't drank in a long time, so her tolerance was probably way down, but she was probably busting down drinks like maybe she would normally do prior to that. And then she got probably pretty buzzed and was like, hey, yeah, let's go have some pot, do whatever. And then actually left with some barbarians. And the only reason she was able to leave with barbarians is because her friend left her there just because they got in a fight. So don't ever do that to your friend if you're out. Even if you're fighting, stay around. Even if they punch you, stay around, okay? Sit out in your car and wait. Make sure that they're safe. Yeah, I mean, it must suck for that friend. Ludicrous. Yes, it only takes a minute to hit the like button. Here, let me get you guys started on hitting the like button. Hold on.
I'm tired of it.
Hit the like button, 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 hit the like button. Hey, you never go with the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. You never go with the like button. Okay. Hit the like button, 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 like button, like button, like button, like button. Sold.
30 now 5. I'm 30.
All right, not too bad, huh? Back to you, Jim. You. And there's the sassy investigator. Yes, you are sassy, and you're an investigator. Yeah. That's okay. I mean, a lot of the people watching right now really don't care about my channel at all. They're just from the other channels that don't like me, and they want to see how it goes back and forth. That's what their whole life is about.
Another great live. Hey, freaks, blue and gray.
No, I totally agree with you, Jay. I actually knew somebody that would always wait around at the bars till he found that one last sort of drunk person, it seemed like. You know, and they'd be chatting and stuff, so you're never really sure, but over the years, later on, you start going, what was he doing? Was he just kind of waiting around? I mean, he wasn't some weird, like, you know, like people weren't dying and stuff. He's just one of those people that he never saw him again after that. It's like, it was almost like, you know, a bottom feeder just sort of waiting around. You know, there's that one thing on Saturday Night Live that's kind of like that, right? A skit that they have on there. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it's pretty gross, really. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it is predatory. You know, when you're there and you're drinking and you don't really think about that till like later. You go, because he's always like, I mean, I'd see him hanging around at the end of the night, talking to somebody else that's drunk, and he's drunk, and then I leave. So I don't really know what, you know, because they're just hanging out, you know, like I don't know what's going on. But then you sort of later on you think, that's kind of weird, you know, what was he doing? At least they thought. Skit, I think you're referring to. Here, hold on a second. I gotta do something real quick. Just a moment. All right. I just have to upload some work stuff for somebody. I apologize. But I am still here. And for those of you earlier who said, oh my God, Gray deleted another live. Well, no, I accidentally went live earlier. Okay? It wasn't, I didn't do it on purpose. It was crazy. Almost done, everybody. Almost done. I have to upload some files here. At least I'm honest with you. I'm telling you that I'm actually uploading files for my work. All right, there it is. Done! All right, here we go. Now we've got full-on links here. Hey, a sideways cop.
That's gonna hurt your eyes. I'm good. Gonna hurt your eyes.
This is how it started, look. Great filming, buddy.
That's gonna hurt your eyes. I'm good.
As part of the ongoing investigation here in Garrett County, just before midnight, human remains were located outside of a residence, exhumed and taken to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfurt for an autopsy and identification. At this time, we cannot confirm the identity of the individual.
Yes, it's Savannah.
Due to the decomposition that has occurred. Our detectives, investigators, they're going to continue working throughout the night here in other places, trying to continue their investigation to determine who this may be and what may have happened. So hopefully we'll have some more information tomorrow as those investigators are going to be able to answer some more.
Yeah, I think it's going to 100% her. I mean, you know, it's her, okay? That's why they're there. They're looking. There was a body there, unless they're serial killers, and that just happens to be one of the other bodies, okay? But I think it's like 99% going to be.
You say exactly where they were found on the property?
You know, the exact location, due to the sensitive nature of this type of investigation, we can't get into the specifics. What I can say, though, is that the human remains were located outside and recovered from the ground.
Can you talk about the teamwork that went into what we saw behind us tonight?
You know, over the past several months, there's been a large police presence and cooperation between Richmond Police Department, Garrett County, the FBI, the state police, and today, whenever we received a tip that this was going on, multiple agencies volunteered to come out and assist. And so this is something that you know, we appreciate, and it's been a lot of resources have gone into this, not just today, but over the past several months.
What happens now?
So now that we're going to be doing an autopsy, to working on the identification, notification of family, and then as well as continuing to interview potential suspects to try to figure out exactly what happened and hopefully bring this case to a close.
Anyone in custody at this point tonight?
There's nobody in custody. I think that we are doing some interviews, but there's a lot of things that still need to be done throughout the morning hours.
Are you all done with this scene or closing up for tonight? Or?
We'll be wrapping up here pretty soon. I know they've collected evidence, located the body, and so whenever we leave here, you know, there's a lot of work still to be had.
Would you say the tip was crucial in that?
I mean, here's the thing is, I cannot believe that they found her on that property. After all these months, you've been there many times. How did you not find it? You know, now I'm curious of where the body was put. Right? Now, the well idea, it wasn't that bad of an idea if that's a reality. I mean, it's like if there's a well that's kind of around the corner, because it's crazy. Yeah, maybe moved, but it just seems weird. Yeah, so that's not a bad idea. I always call him Captain Nemo, but I think it's Captain Moo. But that's not really a bad idea because it's like the police already searched there, right? So then you bring the body back knowing that they think they already searched it well. However, I mean, when was it moved? Because the intel that this person provided, they knew where it was kept. Right? So, and it's decomposed. I have a feeling it's been there the whole time. That's my feeling. I'd be surprised if it was moved back there. It's possible, like in that first month when it was searched, then they moved it back and it's been buried on the property for 3 months or so, maybe 4. So that is possible.
Yeah, you know, the phone call that we had earlier today, obviously, you know, was credible and led us to finding these human remains. And so, you know, hopefully this is going to provide some answers moving forward.
Were they in a very visible place, or were they something that...
No, not necessarily, and obviously, you know, due to the specific natures and this kind of investigation, I can't get into that.
Okay.
Thank you, Trooper.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Thank you.
Here's your mic.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, guys, it's dark out here, but just a quick recap.
Chad
remains
Mills.
found
Chad
outside
Mills.
the home. Now KSP and others are working to identify those remains. We will keep giving you guys updates when we get them.
Right. Yeah, I think you'd have to be almost nuts if you didn't think, there he is. That's Steve Lookner. Right. But yeah, I can't play other YouTubers on the air. All right. But, you know, thanks for sending me the link, but can't do it. Yeah, I doubt she was kept alive. I'd be shocked if she was kept alive. Because they kind of tracked down that area quickly, you know. And, you know, maybe she was alive for a few days or something, but I don't think she was alive for some long period of time. I actually think she was killed that night. I think, when I say night, I mean really early in the morning. I bet you she was, when they say, oh, she got up and left, she was dead before that would have been. Okay, the leaving means she died. Yeah, probably sexually assaulted. I agree with that. I think that's what their motivation was. Now they'll say, well, she died of a drug overdose, and then we chopped her up into bits and put her in the backyard. I hope that doesn't bother anybody. Yeah, well, what we'll do is we'll put you in jail for the same amount of time as a psycho. Okay. I just think that makes more sense. So it looked like they were looking around by this barn over here. Now, somebody mentioned in the barn. That's a pretty good guess too, right? Inside the barn. Although that seems sort of cliche, right? I mean, I could see something like right here. Right between this shed and the barn. Yeah. Why do I need to see it, Lynn? No, it's okay. Oh, that's right. He does do Facebook Live, too. Yeah, no problem, Texas girl. I just can't play those. Just report what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Somebody already said that. That's what that guy does. He's a ridiculous YouTuber, okay? All right? So yeah. Well, that's what he does. He threatens people. And so what you do with those is you download their videos and you send them onto YouTube. He won't be long for YouTube, let's put it that way. He wants to be the hero for all the rest of them. That's what he's trying to be. Yeah, just watch his videos. They're terrible. Yeah, 2-liter bottle. Yeah. Just pounding it down. All right. So any other breaking news? Let me see. I think I might have had a couple more stories here. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay. You remember that case we were talking about out of Walla Walla? Remember that? The Walla Walla case that we were talking about? Well, they actually found the body of the person in the home when the police went there and searched. They actually found the body at that time. Okay? It wasn't like it was a missing person. I'm not sure why they ever said that person was missing. When the police got there, they found the body in the home. Okay? And then they've made an arrest in the case. They actually tracked the car down in Oregon. All right? So let me see. Where is that one? Walla Walla. Okay. So they found the car was in Baker City right there. And here's where the home was, up here. So it was 80 miles away. He traveled over the border. There's the Oregon-Washington border. And then he was in Oregon, 80 miles away, and he was arrested. And he's a person that lives in Heppner. His name is Colby James Hedman. Last night, Oregon State Police participated in the arrest of the Baker County Sheriff's by the Baker County Sheriff's Office of Colby James Hedman, 23, of Heppner, for car theft and attempting to elude officers. Okay, Hedman is a suspect in a homicide in which a resident there, Kyle. So the person that was killed in that house, his name was Kyle. It wasn't a female or anything. And he was 35 years old, and he was found dead. And he has no relationship, doesn't know Colby at all. There's no connection. So that's really freaky, right? That some unknown person goes into the house, kills you, takes your vehicle. Man. So that one got resolved quickly. Yeah, but what was he doing 80 miles away, though, you know? All right. Well, I think that's going to be it. I know it's a little earlier than normal, but it's been 2 hours right now, and I don't know any more information to give you on the Spurlock case. They do seem to have found her body. I think it's really obvious. And one of the people probably turned, one of the three guys that so the night she went missing, she left the bar, texted her, did a FaceTime with her mom at 2:30 in the vehicle. I think the guy that you see in the surveillance is one of the ones that drove the other vehicle, and then she got into a car with two of them. So there was two vehicles, three people in one, and one in the other car. And one of them killed her, or multiple. We don't know what happened. But somebody probably spilled the beans and said exactly where she was found. Somebody finally probably got to one of them that was lesser involved, or somebody felt guilty, said something, and now they have the body, and now lots of legal stuff's going to be going on now. I'm sure there'll be arrests made. I'm sure they're in custody as we speak, as a matter of fact. I'd be shocked if they weren't. All right. Okay. Well, where should we do the flyby tonight? Is it a lot more information? Okay. Oh my God, Jesus. Well, thanks, Kraft said. This must have came in later. Holy shit. Walla Walla murder victim found dismembered in the cooler. Here we go with the dismemberment again. My God. Court documents filed in Walla Walla Superior Court on Tuesday give graphic detail on the horrific homicide investigation regarding Kyle Martz. According to court documents, Walla Walla police began their investigation after Kyle's roommate called about a suspicious circumstances at their home at 331 South 4th Avenue. I've got that home. Kyle's home was in disarray with blood found all over the residence and a strong smell of bleach. Man, you got to be like looking up stuff like 2 minutes later, because I looked this up earlier in the day and this wasn't out yet. So I guess you got to, well, I don't know if 2 minutes. If I looked back up 3 hours later, I might have found this. It's nuts. Police say they discovered a shovel, hammer, and axe with apparent blood on them. The tools were found in the yard near the garage. Okay, Kyle's home was in disarray with blood found all over the residence and strong smell of bleach. All right, thank you, Lanky Tour.
I'm always late. I love you, freak family. Heart, heart, heart.
When police examined the garage, they found a cooler with what appeared to be dismembered human remains. At that point, officers exited the home and secured the scene. And so why did he do that? You know, like, think about that for a minute. Like, why did he chop him up, put him in a cooler, then just leave? Why didn't you just leave him on the ground? Well, it didn't help anything. It didn't do anything other than you chopped him up. See, there's wackos out there. During the investigation, police spoke with neighbors who say they saw an unknown man at the home. Neighbors told police they saw the man leave the home with Kyle's truck. Officers pinged Kyle's phone and determined that it was in North Powder, Oregon. Oregon authorities located Kyle's truck and detained Colby James Hedman, 23. According to court documents, WWPD detectives spoke with Hedman, who confessed to killing Kyle by hitting him multiple times with an axe. And then instead of just ending it there, he thought he'd chop him up into bits and put him into a cooler like most normal people do. Wow. On Wednesday, the prosecuting attorney charged Hedman with first-degree murder and theft of a motor vehicle. Okay, so this must have happened later in the day. Thank you, Craft Set, for that. I appreciate it. So that's the victim right there. Man, poor guy. Unbelievable. Kept what to yourself, Sarah? Yeah, I don't even know what that means. That's kind of a weird comment you made up there, Sarah. The one above that. I'll be honest. Are there any cool landmarks over there, Boggle Queen? All right, so before we leave, I'll do my flyby. Let me say thanks to Cairo Al-Qadir, Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming Sub, Nenny C., Teresa Johnson, Jimmy the Fool, Nona 617, Brandy Brooks, Jimmy the Fool, Goldie Khan, Brandy Brooks again, and Lanky Tor. All right, and let me check something out. I know there was a couple on PayPal over here. And thank you to Julia Miller on PayPal. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen the flyby, oh, and there is Jay Case and Claudia Neubauer. Thank you.
I had commented to you earlier, when did it become normal to dismember everyone?
Yeah, it sort of seems like it, doesn't it? Oh, I missed that comment. I was actually I was checking that article out. That's crazy. Thanks, Steve Jones. Steve Snapper Jones. That's what the Blazer announcer's name used to be.
Just because gray.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks. So you want me to go to Fiji Islands, huh? there any sort of landmarks on here that are? Oh, you are. Okay. Thanks, Wicked Gaming. I couldn't tell. So there you go. That was the generous PayPal donation from Wicked Gaming. Although I think I've known that
Julia
before.
Miller face blowing a kiss.
Thank you. Yeah, you don't know? Let's see. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know, there's kind of clouds. How about some kind of landmark somewhere, you know, some monument somewhere? A cool mountain, not Everest again. But you're looking at Fiji now, so you got a little bit of that for you. The Matterhorn? Let me try that. Oh, there we go. That's cool. All right. And there's no clouds. It always ruins it with the clouds because Google Earth actually maps the cloud onto the mountain. It's like, oh, Jesus, that doesn't look good. All right, there you go. I'm going to remove the chat from the this shot here. So. There we go. All right, that's a little bit different. That's better. A lot better clarity on that 3D version there. That's pretty amazing. All right. Liking it. Liking it. So that's what we do at the end of most of our shows is a flyby.
Boom!
Thanks, Lanky Tor.
Key subscribers are the best in the world.
In the world, everybody. Thanks, Lynette Burns. Ah, the alien's on the mountain. He's on the mountain. I like that right there, right there. Woo! That was pretty cool. You have to admit, that was pretty cool right there. All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up to the show tonight. I'm sorry for, the trolls out there on YouTube, okay? They just can't really figure out what the hell's going on, so they have to bash and attack, okay? How about you just make videos? I'll make my own videos, okay? But quit doing you don't have a clue what's really going on with anybody at all out there. You think you can read minds, okay? I don't believe in psychics, all right? So quit trying to read minds. Just make your own YouTube videos and make them on crime and get moving forward. Because when you're not doing that, you're wasting time. You're wasting time that you could have been
Alien, flying
putting out
saucer,
information.
Flying saucer.
All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for all my moderators. You guys are awesome. I know I really don't say that enough at all, but hopefully you realize that I appreciate you. So thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate it. And that's it. Thank you for the contributions to keep the channel going. And until next time, everybody, be safe out there.